Welcome to episode 2 of this Let's Play series of Dune Spice Wars. My name is DasTactic. Welcome to the series, welcome to the channel. Now, just as a point of putting it out there, Shiro Games is the sponsor of this series, so the game is actually being sponsored. So thank you, Shiro, for that. Very much appreciated. We also are, we've hit the ground running pretty well. You can see we're slightly ahead of the other factions. We've got House Harkonnen and House Atreides, the other ones vying for this particular portion of the land that we're fighting for. It's probably going to take a while to sort of get this one done, but we're slowly sort of picking up the hegemony, but we don't actually have anything yet for what we need to do here with the spice. Now we've still got a few days, 12 more days left before the spice has to be then paid to the Imperium, and so we're definitely going to be having enough in through here. In fact, if we hover over that one, you can see there the expected stocks are expected to be around about 300. We only have to pay 80 to start with, but it ramps up each cycle, so there's more. The spice must flow essentially is the mantra of the game, and the mantra of course the the movie and the book as well, and so we have to allow the spice to flow. Now we've got an exchange rate there of 1 spice is equal to 2 Solari. We've got a little bit of Solari coming back in through this side. I think we'll just keep the stockpile going in at this particular rate at 3070, but we can change that as well. So Choam is buying some spice from us. We're still doing okay at the moment with our Solari, but this will start to go down as we build up more buildings. We're going to now be focusing probably more heavily on that until we can get more of the authority. So let's just quickly summarize what all the different resources are and how they're applied in the game. So we've talked about spice a little bit, which is essentially so it is the spice wars. We've got 1 spice resource back over this other side. We've got a harvester working away there. We've already put in the second, the actual extra crew, which then means that we actually do more. We do more harvesting than without the extra crew. We do have it on auto recall, so if a worm does come, this will then come and get rescued. We have a couple of ornithopters around the place, so where's one of them? I can't see where they all are. It's one there, but just sort of scouting out around the place. And we have another one somewhere else, also just sort of scouting around. Where is it? Where is it? Further over here. So it's a bit further afield, just seeing what else there is around the place. So we're just getting our scouting done now. We definitely want to take this location as soon as we have the 75 available in the authority to pick it up. So we're a long way off getting that one. Let's just go through the resources. So that was spice we've spoken about. The Solari is essentially your money, and you get like a base amount of 80. You get other Solari coming in through selling spice. You can also have some buildings which also give you extra. So you sell the spice, you get the Solari. You can also have buildings which will then also allow you to have Solari coming in. Each building, each unit also will then cost you Solari as well. And so Solari is something that's really quite important. You can pick it up with the random areas. So when they finish scouting this area, there may be some Solari we can pick up in through there as well. We've got a reasonable amount there at the moment, like 1,772, which is actually fairly healthy, but we'll go through that one fairly fast. The next resource is Plascrete. Now, this is where we've got, we need to keep on building this a lot. We can have up to 5,000 stocks. We've got 245, and it just reads in through there. So Plascrete is a versatile material used at great cost in all aspects of construction. It is light but durable enough to withstand the harsh environments of Arrakis, of course, Arrakis being the planet Dune. Okay, so then we've got, for example, if I go and click on that one, so if I left click, it'll just take me to the next factory. I've got a Plascrete factory in through there. And another one down in through here. So we're getting a couple of Plascrete factories, which is good. The next thing we have over through here is manpower, which we're very, very low on. Now we are building manpower back over in here, I think. Yeah, we are building a recruitment office there, which will then improve our manpower, but cost us more Solari. What else do we have? That's pretty much it, I think, in that sort of sense. So the manpower hopefully will sort of come good. And we're currently going negative because one of our units is healing back up. This Squire unit is healing back up. Okay, next thing we need to look at is the fuel cell. Now these are used for vehicles and drones, etc., which we don't actually have any of just yet, so that's not critical at this early stage of the game. Next one across is water, which is actually very important, and we'll need to get on top of that. So let's talk a little bit about water. Water there's two ways of getting water now, that and this used to not really be the case. If we go across into our into here, we do actually, and we're trying to sort of aim for this. The filtration systems allows us to then get the wind trap village building, and that's actually what we're aiming for initially. For the way we're playing this particular game, you don't have to do that one. But if we go into, for example, actually, where's one where I do have everything built? Probably none of them. This one here, I think I can. No, we're building in there as well. Okay, so I can't actually show that. But in the actual buildings, maybe I can. Click on buildings. There we go. So I can actually have a look at the overview of the different sorts of buildings we can then go and pick up. And one of them is this one here is the wind trap. And so this is +2 water per level of wind strength in the region. So it actually extracts the water out of the wind, and so captures humidity from the air and produces a small amount of clean water out of it. And so what we want to do is we want to have a region with high wind to make use of that. I'm just going to click on buildings again. The other way of getting water is to use this dew collector, and you just get +3 water. So it collects the morning dew to produce a small amount of clean water. So you can get +3, or you can get 2 per wind strength in a region. So finding high wind strength regions is important. Pretty much anything like 5, 6 in around there would be good, but you can even as low as 4 is still not too bad. So if I go and click on this region, this is wind strength 4 for this particular region. If I go to this one, this is wind strength 5, which is sort of probably where I'm going to be building that particular location. We can't build them back at our capital. This one's actually wind strength 6, actually, so that's actually, I didn't see that before. If you wanted to see what the wind strength is, you can just press the I key, and it will then sort of show you 6, 5, 4 there, 4 over here, 4, 3 down here. So you can sort of see the wind strength just by pressing I. So anyway, that's just one way of sort of seeing how that one does work. If you press M and then it like just come. Even if you actually press I here, I think you still get to see it. So you sort of see what the resources actually are of different regions, what they actually produce, and how they help you. But anyway, this looks like a good region then for putting in once we actually do get the filtration systems to be able to then sort of make better use of Hayasek, which is good. And so we have to start to now sort of play to build up these resources as best we possibly can now, so that we can then sort of accelerate into the middle of the game. The next resource that we had a look there across, I'll just get rid of the I key, and is this one through here, which is authority. This is how we take over different regions. We can take them over, they cost more and more the further away we go from our advanced outpost. But we do want to grab this one over through here, which is another 75. So that's going to be our next target. As we get more villages, they become more expensive to grab. But this is really the most important thing playing in the conquest mode, is to acquire these and then defend them. Another one over here, which we haven't actually looked at before, this is actually the Landsraad standing. And this is sort of how well you are perceived within the Landsraad. And so you can see there we're slightly ahead of the others. So Harkonnen is 200, and House of Treaties is 210, but we're 220. So it says this is the faction's current political power and standing within the Landsraad. A high Landsraad standing unlocks new possibilities, while a low Landsraad standing will make you an easy target. So Baron Harkonnen and the Harkonnen forces are sort of right on the edge of slipping from medium to low. So they're actually not very highly looked at, but we've got a long way to go to get up to the 300, which is to be in high standing. So we're just sort of in the low end of the mediums at this point in time. Then we come over to hegemony. Now this is really your score, and this is really how in this sense, this is how we're going to be winning this particular region, is through hegemony. And you can see through here at this stage, the only hegemony we've got is through the controlled regions. But if we can get the spice contracts fulfilled, that will then sort of help with those. And we can also then get crafts workshops as well. But at this stage, we are leading with the hegemony because of the amount of locations we've got under our control. It's not that important at this stage until people get close to winning the actual winning the region. That's the date, the current date back up and through there. And that's pretty much it for there. We looked at intelligence last time. We've also then got influence. in through here, which is a system of being able to pad our votes, so we can use influence to then, sort of change what may happen in the Landsraad. I don't think we've got here. We can't actually show the Landsraad yet. That will come soon enough. Then over back through here, we've just got sort of basic knowledge, which is just how we're rattling through the tech tree. Other things to consider. We've got two characters over here, Aisa and Whitmore. These just give us different bonuses while we're playing, which is nothing much we have to really worry about. They don't really play much of a role in the game itself. Is there anything else we need to talk about? I think that's pretty much just giving you a bit of an overview now of all of the different major resources in the game. If we just go across, we've got the new village. We've got this one sort of building with the Plascrete factory. Let's just unpause and sort of let things develop. And really, at this point in time, there's nothing much we can do until we get another message coming from somewhere else. Now we can get supply. Now this one here is actually ruins, so we can either dismantle. We can send a military unit to investigate it, and we get a heap of Plascrete. That would actually double our Plascrete, which would be good. Or we can preserve the ruins, spend like 400 Plascrete to try to preserve them, where we get a reward of authority, which would be nice to have, but I don't think we can really do that one easily. So, what have we got down in here as well? This one is. This one will give us economic development, advances a random accessible development by 4 days, okay? Or we just get 73 spice by sending in a military unit to investigate. Now we control this territory, so we're not going to have any problems with this. Let's just go and send one of our units down to investigate that one. And I'll just unpause. That's all sort of done at this stage. There is another one over here. This one will give us intel. That's actually fairly useful. So another military unit to go back into there. So we don't really have a lot in through this side. We get a Fremen mercenary there. If we take this one, hang on, I'll just pause again. So we can use Arrakis information agents to get this one here. We can actually choose this one. So we can use up one of our Arrakis, because we've got an agent at the moment. I'll just show you this, the espionage. We do have an Arrakis agent in through here, which is Gyrad, the psychologist, who is sort of generating intel for us. Now, if I do this one in through here, if I choose this, I think I might do it actually. I might actually go and do it, because that will then give us a Fremen mercenary. Oh, hang on, hiling. So unit will never recover health. So enemies engaged in combat with this unit suffer disorientation. This is one of the things that happens with Fremen. Okay, so the health isn't going to cover. So I think we'll just go with this one over through here. So we'll just go and grab another one of these and just go and just do it with the military. Everything else is sort of operating as per usual. Construction is now complete back over through here. So we've got one building. Now, when we go to build another building, you'll sort of see the combination of different things that do kick in. So let's just recap what we've got on this particular location. We do actually have bartering customs, so we get +3 Solari production per economy building, which would be useful. And we also then have analysts, so +2 intel production when the village is at least one building of each type. So we do want to get a lot of the economy buildings. So we want to get +3 Solari production per economy building. So each one of these that we bring in actually does give us another boost along. So that's actually not too bad if I just go and click on the plus. Now I'm at my maximum amount of Plascrete factories. That's in here. I can only have one, but in here, if I remember rightly, this one here has +1 Plascrete factory limit. So we can have 2 here, plus this one has the extra bonus here as well of +100% Plascrete factory resource production. Really need this one badly. So we'll be getting that one fairly soon. I could even send my last one up to just go and check this one out, I think. So we'll go and do that as well. Right, so where are we up to? Buildings. So when we have a look at what we can actually build in through here, so we can build ourselves a maintenance center. So this is -25% Solari upkeep in ally villages in the region and its neighbours. So we can actually really, this is probably not the best place for this one. Eventually we'll get this as well, but I'm thinking that this area here might be the better way to build in that particular location. So let's not build this. We can't build this because we don't actually have a spice field. We can't do this one because we don't have the tech for it. So the spice silos, we can't actually grab that one. Not that it matters that much in this instance. We can get the maintenance centre, but I don't think I'll bother. We can get the wholesale market, which will give me +4 Solari production. While spice and water are the most important resources on Arrakis, there is always money to be made with less glamorous wares. We also then have the dew collector. Back in through here, so +3 water. Now, I'm going to wait until I end up getting the wind traps, because they're going to be much, much better for me than these dew collectors. I could build a masterpiece, so this counts as 2 buildings for the village traits. So that would actually give us 6 Solari, which would actually not be too bad. It is not destroyed on liberation, and destroying masterpieces inflicts the loss of 10 authority and 10 Landsraad standings for anyone who does actually come and grab this. Now, these aren't bad, actually, so if I think I will actually... There are only 50 plascrete to build these, and they don't have any upkeep. I've got nothing else much to build here, so let's just go and build that one. So let's build ourselves one of these... just one of these sort of wonders, these masterpieces, which are good for us. And so we've just chewed up a little bit of plascrete, and that's another economy building as well. So that should then give us a bit of a boost to our Solari. The other one that had, what else did we have? We had another one that we finished over there. It's going to cost me 100 to add another building slot, which I will need to do. Let's have a quick look at down this way. We'll just wait for this one to be built, and then we'll sort of we'll just keep on building away. We haven't seen anyone else just yet. Everything else is just working away. We've now got more than enough spice. Okay, development is now complete, so now we're going into the filtration systems, which is what we've been aiming for. That's interesting. So we've got a group of, these are raiders coming down. Now, the others are 47, and then we've got this one way down here at 72. I may not be able to do this effectively, but I'll see how I go. Don't know if they'll attack me. They're probably going to come back down and attack these other locations. Now, if they do that, I'll have to pull away from one of these. Actually, what was that? There was... it paused for a reason. I'm not sure why. One's almost done. This one gives me spice, so I'll resolve that. And we'll move these back up. You're only 50% there, so let's just go and we'll just move them with them.
We're going promptly. This sand gives no safe footing. Walking is good exercise.
They're going to come and try to take this location.
Moving with grace.
I want to get close so that the militia from here will then help with the fighting. Yep, so now we have construction is now complete down in this other location. Now we've got the plascrete, which is working fairly well through here. Our manpower is coming up now, which is good. We've got Solari. Yeah, so we're now selling the spice. How are we going over here? We still haven't actually made anything yet. We've still got 8 days before the Imperial tax is due. Let's just go into these. Actually, we need to get militia in here as well. Just get basic militia. Just use the manpower for starters. Right, well, this one here, we actually have the +1 plascrete factory limit. Now, we've already got 1 plascrete factory. +2 intel when the village has at least 1 building of each type. So ideally it wants to then have something else to then sort of be applied in here of each different area, like a research hub, for example, and would be a good choice. Data center is going to give me +3 intel production, just to give me extra knowledge, which will then allow us to move this one up a bit more. Don't really need that one at this stage at this location. What else do we have? We've got the masterpiece down through there. Airfield, so ground military units can embark or disembark from shuttles within the airfield's range. So we can sort of build them right on the border and just quickly sort of have our forces ready to go. That would be useful where we actually are. not so much the missile battery, the recruitment office. I think we might. This one costs 12 upkeep. And we're now down to +3 at this point in time. The other things we could build are the market for +4. We get this one here, which this is the processing plant. Let's grab this one just so we get the extra Solari. I mean, it is important. So we'll just go and grab that one as well. So just start to sort of slowly build everything back up. There we go. So we've got our militia coming in to help to fight these guys.
Our swords are light, but they cut all the same.
There we go. We've got this one now as well. Resolve that. Get all that intel. Everything else is looking good. Yes, these raiders aren't going to be able to hold out too much in here. And the more manpower we can get, the more units we can then field.
Sharp as a needle. Walking
Let's
is
go
good
back up to there.
exercise. Muskets are loaded.
So everything is going fairly well here. We've got the 387 now. We're getting up towards the 75 that we require to then take this location, but we're still a little way off. So we're checking all this area out now. There we go. And we'll resolve that one, get all that plascrete, that's useful.
New sparring partners?
44, which is good. Yeah, so I didn't want to take the that agent off from what it was doing because it's quite valuable what it is getting up to. Now we've got a fair bit of plascrete. So where do we want to be building? This is, I guess, where we sort of now need to start to make our decisions. We're building this other location in here. This one, we've got the masterpiece. Which should have given us a bit of a boost, actually. +3 Solari per economy building. I wonder if that's just we only get 3 from that. Let's go and add another building slot in there, and then we'll go and grab. And this one does require +2 intel when the village has at least one building of each type. And this is another one of these ones where, what do we want to build? Another recruitment office potentially. Missile battery. We could put that in between these two. We've already got a missile battery. Do we have a missile battery there? I don't know if we do. We probably don't, actually. This is sort of where we're going to be wanting it, though. Or maybe we do it here. Just have a quick look at this one. This one we do have the recruitment office. Let's grab the missile battery here, which we can place sort of on the edge, which is not going to quite fit, but I can sort of get it to there, which will almost cover any attacks sort of just on the other side of that city. And so we can cover this city and that city with this missile battery. So we'll go and do that. Now we've got a few different things. You're low on water, so we're now on 8. Supply of your units will not allow them to leave your territory for long. So the less water we have, the less we can do with that. But we're waiting on this tech before we actually really focus on that one. Now we actually have the Landsraad. We now actually have a vote. This is the first time we've seen the Landsraad Council. And so the way it works here is we have different charters that we can ultimately get, but it does take a little bit of time to actually, we need to sort of then work on getting influence and things like this to be able to then sort of work with this. At the moment, everyone has pretty much got 89 influence. So we're all running at the same rate. Excuse me. And the Fremen have got influence but no actual votes, and then there's like a minor houses are then voting at 300. Let me explain this again. I'll try to make more sense of it. we have 3 different resolutions that are presented to us from the Landsraad Council. And these are just randomly sort of selected. So we have, for example, tax negotiations. The elected faction gains minus 50% Solari upkeep. So this is actually allows whoever wins this particular vote to pay less Solari in upkeep, which is going to be fairly substantial. Then we've got another one, so Great Convention Watches. So the elected faction gains enemy military units within this faction borders have less influence. So not as good as this other one, I don't think. And then the Landsraad investigation. So all factions gain non-faction information levels cannot be lower than 2. So it means that we get more information about the other factions. Now, really the only one that's of great value to me. Now, if we do this one here, this is the darling of the minor houses. This is what the minor houses want, everything out in the open and exposed. So they're saying if this resolution passes, all factions who have voted for it will be granted 10 Landsraad standing. So at the moment, we're on 223, back in through here. So we're slowly sort of improving. That would be good for us too. And we're getting that because of the masterpiece, I think. I think it's sort of where we're getting that extra one from. But let's go and... which way should we do this? Let's go. I'll just show you. We're going to support this because this is what the minor factions want. Now I've got an area through here. Now I've got 100 votes that I can give plus 89 influence. Now if I just go and vote 10 on there, I'm just still giving some support. So you've got to do it in numbers of 10. So I can put 10 votes in there. I can then come across. I really don't care about this one through here. I don't care who gets that one. So I'm not going to bother voting for that one. But from this one here, I can then vote for who gets this particular benefit. And so with House of Kaz, I mean, really everyone's going to be probably wanting to put all of their force into this particular vote. And so I can just start to go up. Now, when we get to 90, it still stays in this sort of yellow. As soon as I go beyond that, it now goes into the blue. So we're now actually chewing up our influence, and I'm just going to put maximum in there, so up to 170. So we're going to just go all out, but with 10 in through there. So we're now going to be using all of our stocks of influence. If the others don't spend all their influence, then we should win this. Hopefully we win this as well. And so that's, fingers crossed, that's what we end up getting. Now, it may come down to the minor factions with their 300 votes as to who they support. So we'll see how things actually go with that. But let's just go and try to get this tax negotiations for our own house. But I'll also be a little bit greedy and just put 10 into here as well. So it's going to be, the vote will actually end in 5 days. And so that will then be something that is then voted on. So we'll leave that one there where that is. And in the meantime, we're just going to keep on going with everything. So that's the Landsraad Council. That's the first time we've seen that. You can see it, there's a lot of depth in this game. There's a lot of things that do go on. Construction is now complete down in through here. Now I've got a lot of plascrete, so I'm going to go and grab another building. And we're now getting plus 19 back in through here because we actually have the, we should have the processing plant should give us, we're getting, from the villages we're getting plus 29 at this stage. We're up to 54, which is good. We should get another agent fairly soon as well. Alright, we can build another one down in here as well. Let's have a quick look and see. I know we are building this one. This is the missile battery. This in here, we've got the processing plant, which gives us plus 20 Solari. Can't build another one. We're at the maximum amount of those has been reached. And again, plus 2 intel production when the village has at least one building of each type. Industrious, so plus 1 plascrete factory limit. Gee, we go back that way again. Got the Dew Collector, which I'm going to wait until I've got the wind trap. I might start to go back this way. Let's go and maybe get ourselves a... this one gives us intel. I think I might go back with the plus 1 knowledge. Let's just get a research hub. This is going to cost me 150 plascrete to build with an upkeep of 16. It's fairly expensive. That one's upkeep of 20. That's 10. That's 12. I did want to get one of these as well. But they're not going to give me any benefit just yet. The plascrete factory would give me benefit. Now I can always just ramp up my... I can sort of dial this one back. You can see that we've got more than enough for what we require. So I could actually sort of bring this one down to say 50-50 and get the plus 27, which will give me plus 30 of the Solari. Which I think I'll do. And I might just build Well, I might build the airfield, although that's half the money that we've got left over. This is where it's interesting. The game sort of does make you consider what you're doing. If we've got enough plascrete, we're going to have heaps actually, so let's not worry about it. Let's just leave that one blank at this stage. Just make doubly sure you've got the one militia in through there. Let's just go for it. Let's just keep it going. Now we're up to 57. We're getting close. Let's just get our forces together. Yeah, so we've done that one. Voting in 3 days. Now the low water is that red bar underneath there. That's going to impact us until we get this tech. But I'm sort of rushing for the tech. Landsraad Council is flashing, so we'll see what the results will be. Actually, it must have been 5 days. It's 4 days now. 62. Well, I think what we'll do is we'll go now and start the process of attacking this particular village. We don't have a real lot of supply, so we may have to come back once we actually leave our territory. Construction is complete now down in through here, so we now actually have this missile battery. I could build another one, but I don't think I will just yet. Again, I'm just going to slowly build up. Our supply won't last very long here. Now we've got two of the ranged units and just one militia unit. So we're going to go and kill off the militia unit first. I'm going to keep this one coming up.
This sand gives no safe footing.
So get rid of that one. Now our supplies are dwindling very, very, very quickly here. Time for you to get out of here. Destroyed that other one. Just keep them coming. Now we've got we've been stopped because of the data research is now finished, and here's our new agent as well. So we've got another agent that's just arrived, and we're going to be right on the money here at 75, getting ready to come back in at this point in time. Landsraad Council vote is has that actually happened now? No, one more day. So one more day, and then we get to see what the results actually are. So fingers crossed we get that tax benefit that will then alleviate our money situation, which is over here. Now research. So we've now sort of done pretty much as far as we need to go initially down through here. I could go modular parts if I wanted to. What does that one give me? So +1 maximum crew and harvesters. I've only got the one spice, so I don't think I'll worry about that one so much. Survival training is going to give me the military base, village building. That's not bad. Local dialects. So this one gives me +1 water per controlled village. That would be useful. We could certainly go that way. And -15% authority cost to annex a village. I like the idea of that, but I don't think I'm going to get that in time to make use of it in this instance. Now, hang on. We've got a few different things we have to do in here. Unassigned agent. So we've got a new agent in here. Now this is an intendant. This agent produces 20% of every field resource. So I'm going to put him also in Arrakis because really it does come down to authority being the most important thing. So let's have both agents back in through there. And if we have a bit of a look, we can see there that he is generating essentially just the base of authority. We're getting another 0.2 authority in through there as well. So that's good because he's an intendant, and that's awesome. So we'll get the next agent in 17 days, and we can start to sort of use them. Back in through here, now actually House Harkonnen have now come up to meet us on the same level that we currently are, but we should be okay here, even though we're going to run out of supplies. Taking a little bit of loss with this fencer unit. Now we're over the 2.5, which means we can do a lot of things. In fact, I keep on forgetting to do this. Imperial tax has now been paid, so we now have So we successfully paid the imperial tax. That's good. Now the next one is the contract. The next contract is going to be for 221, but we've got a lot in our stockpile, which we'll have a lot left there. Now the hegemony threshold has been reached. We've reached the 2,500 hegemony to then be able to go and build up our main base. So if we go back and have a look at this, we've still got this fight going on. So we're now at 2,900, which is the same as the Harkonnen, I think. Yeah, so we're both running it at the same level. House of Treaties is really a long way behind us at this point in time. The Fremen are now sort of coming up a bit closer. So what can we do in here? Now, we probably don't want to actually do anything just yet, but there may be something. And so what we end up having here is we've got 3 different districts, one with one building in it, second with 2 and another with 3. Now, if we click on the buildings, we can then sort of see that we've only got like 4 buildings from either economy, military, or statecraft to add into our actual location. If we end up getting like a district with only one type of building in it, we then get these bonuses in through here. So complete your districts with the same type of buildings to unlock these bonuses. So the bottom one is easy. If we just find one type, if we only need one of something, then we try to use that one down in there. Now, if we click on buildings as well, some of these won't be available to us until we actually research certain things. So it's still worth keeping them in mind. You can see there that these cost a lot of plascrete and also of the Solari to actually go and build. Now, I can build these. I do have enough Solari and plascrete, like 1,000 and 500 respectively, to do that one through there, where we end up with getting extra spice. The administrative hall through here is we get +3 Solari production in villages and plus 30% authority production, which is actually very, very cool. That does look very good. Harvester works, so plus 5% harvesters gathering rate per economy building in their village. Okay, that's interesting. And minus 50% harvester crew cost. And then finally, we've got the Masons Guild, so plus 20% plascrete production. Now, this is sort of something that possibly would be good to get over the course of, even 3 of them. There's 3 there that I would like to get. For military, we then have plus 30% manpower production, plus 300 maximum manpower, so we can get even more manpower. Now, the manpower is going fairly well for us at this point in time. Now, we have a maximum of 300, so I've got to be careful that I don't waste the manpower. We have barracks, so plus 10% power to military units, plus 30% experience gain for military units. We have a military academy, so plus 2 training slots. Units regenerate health 30% faster. And we also then have a command post, so plus 10 command points, then minus 30% military unit Solari upkeep. So these are all very, very good. Requires logistical flourish for that one there. So these are doable. What about statecraft? And again, I'm trying to think of, there's probably 3 there that I would be wanting to get. There's at least 2 in here that I'd be wanting to get, maybe even 3. And then we've got the research centre, so we get plus 25% knowledge and plus 15% hegemony gains as well, which wouldn't be too bad. We've got the plus 10 Landsraad standings. Don't really need that one so much, I don't think. The intelligence agency down through here gain plus 2 additional operation slots and 200% agent recruitment speed, so that way we'd be focusing even more heavily on our agents. Now, we already have a bit of a bonus with them anyway. Museum of Unbound Art, so you can build a second copy of every masterpiece in every village. Each allied village with at least 3 masterpieces gains 1 instance of the village's traits. So probably won't worry. This would be the one that we'd probably be wanting to put down in here with the bottom one. If we have a look at this, if we go there, if we built the administrative complex in here, reduces the cost of statecraft developments by 20%. Okay. If we went with military, reduces the cost of military developments by 20%, and investment reduces the cost of economy developments by 20%. That's District 1. District 2, we get 30 Solari production through the insurance banks. If we just sort of have that one purely as economy buildings, we get plus 1 armour to military units if we use military units in through there, and we use the Senate envoys, so we get plus 2 influence and plus 5 intel production if we use the statecraft buildings. In through this one, we get a bonus of plus 10% Solari production, which would be good. Plus 2 military power to military units if we would go the military way, or plus 100 max influence and plus 250 max intelligence. Allows us to sort of store more of it. Well, if I go that way and grab this one here, the research centre, I'm sort of happy enough with that, because I know that I'm wanting to then split the others up in the other locations. I don't really need the others here so much. So let's go and build that one there. That's now cost me 1,000 and 500 respectively. So it's a lot. Again, we need a lot of this to make this all then work. But that's sort of like a long range sort of aspect of the game. Okay, so there we are. Let's just go and take this village now. Now we're out of supply. We can just come back in. We'll get the supply off the village as we take it over. We've just gone to 76, so we're right on the right timing. I didn't plan that well. That was just purely a fluke. This is where I can pillage for a number of coins, but this is really important that we get the Plascrete from in this location. This is a very, very good strategic location. So we definitely want to be annexing this one. So we'll annex that. Our units have run out of supply. We're going to have to get them back across eventually, but they can just stay here for now. Okay, we've now got the Landsraad Council results. Let's have a look and see what actually happened. We got it. Okay, so we got this one in here. Now we put in 170, and you can see in through there that the minor houses actually did vote 10 for us. For House Harkonnen, the minor houses put in 88. And House Harkonnen only put 80 for themselves. House Atreides put in 90, and 65 of the minor houses went that way. And then the Fremen really just put a bit of their money in there. You can see that everyone basically used up all of their influence on these votes. So there's hardly any influence left with anyone else at this point in time. But we now get this tax negotiation, and look at the money. Look that's really impacted us very, very well. So this is very important for us. And I don't know, this will then, minus 50% salary upkeep only affects your faction, days left for 19. So we end up with it's like a small time until the next vote essentially is sort of taken. But we do get a bit of a benefit just for a short period of time. House of Kaz actually won this one as well, so we actually do end up with a better one through here. The minor houses actually gave us all of that. So the minor houses were behind, allowing us to then have the military units, the enemy military units, sort of suffering from influence. And then the Landsraad investigation, we did support that one. Pretty much everyone supported except for 13 of the minor houses, and so that everyone's sort of gone in with that one. In fact, the Harkonnen really went heavily in for this one in through here. So we now will have information about the other factions, technically, I think. So if we just go and ditch that one for 1 second and have a bit of a look. So we've got the minus 50% salary upkeep. We've got the Great Convention Watchers, and we then actually have non-faction information levels cannot be lower than 2. And so if we have a look, I think, what's that one there? That's the results. We don't need to see that one. Actually, we do actually have, I should be building the water locations as well. I'll just pause again for a second. If we have a quick look at the intelligence, we should now have, it should show level 2, I thought. Maybe not. Or maybe it just pushes it forward at a certain rate now. All right, we'll monitor that anyway to see what actually does happen over time. I thought we were going to sort of get more information about the other houses from that one. Other things we need to now go and do. What else is there we need to do before we finish? Let's just go and get this village under our control. That'll get us even closer to the 5,000 now. There we go. So we've now got Alon is now coming to us, so we've now gone a little bit higher. We're now 3,600. So we're sort of now moving forward fairly nicely. As we come back in, this particular location, we definitely want to be using up our manpower. And so we want to go in here. This is going to be an important sort of front area for our empire. And so in this case, we're going to go and grab militia, and this just comes out of the manpower. We'll grab one militia, one range unit. Now the demolition units, These ranged attacks deal damage in a moderate area. Ranged attacks have 30% chance to destroy armor. So these can be useful, but I think I might just go with the heavy militia here. So we'll go and grab that one. Now we know that the plascrete is really what we want to be building in here, so we can sort of get a lot of this in here. So let's just go into the building, and we'll just go and grab this plascrete factory and sort of build this one into this location. Again, we have the bonuses of plus 20% economy buildings resource production. We have the +1 plascrete factory limit and plus 20% plascrete factory resource production. Plus we have this one which gives us another 100%. So that plascrete factory, and when we get the second one, is going to probably be all we need for plascrete for the rest of the game, I would imagine. Anyway, guys, I've actually run out of time, so I'm going to leave this episode here. Hope you've been enjoying the series so far. Hope I haven't been glossing over things too much. I know I do tend to get bogged down in things, but there's a lot to cover in this game. There's a lot of, as I said, sort of there's another little location there that we haven't, that's just appeared. We're going to need to go and get one of our guys to come back and have a look at that. Oh, here we go. We've got ourselves it's a harvesting team, the Fremen. Now the Fremen don't use the. They've got their own way of harvesting the spice, and so they're harvesting this particular spice location here. We may have to stop that. We'll have to see how we go with that one. What else are we seeing? I might have a bit of a look in the next episode and just sort of do a bit of a recap as to where we are and to have a bit of a rethink about what we're doing. And so we can sort of start to plan on how we then go forward with this. This is not owned by the Fremen, but the Fremen can just sort of move their little operation, their harvesting teams out to do what they have to do. Anyway, guys, I'm going to leave it there. Thanks for watching. I will catch you in the next episode.